All right, questions. So this is the second half of the review. Figured I'd break it into two videos so they wouldn't get too long. All right, let's see here. Ooh, first one. I can represent benchmark fractions and percents with models. Use your understanding of equivalent forms of numbers to complete the following table. Okay, well, let's try it. So they give us 60%. So I know that my decimal needs to be, oops, didn't mean to do that. My decimal needs to be 60 hundredths. You could have just done 6/10 there if you wanted to. The fraction is 60 over 102. Now I would probably simplify that to 6 over 10. And then you may notice that that simplifies to 3 over 5. So really, you want to be conscious of that. They probably want, the simplified version. For this one, you may just write 6/10, but I think 60 hundredths is fine. And then for our model, it looks like these are split into 20%. So I would do for 60%, I would do 1, 2, 3. Right, if we were to label this real quick, I would say 0%, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80. So that helps a little bit. All right, 3/4 is simplified, and I know that 3/4 is the same as 75 hundredths. So that would be 75% and 75 hundredths. And then I need to color in 3/4. So let's see. I would say this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So it kind of helped me to visualize it instead of the way they drew it, kind of like these chunks here. So they cut it into 8ths, but I would prefer to cut it into 4ths. All right, for the next one, we have a decimal of 3/10. So 3/10 would be the same as the fraction 3/10. I can't simplify that. And then for a percent, we would make that out of 100. So I would have 30%. And then over here they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know we need to color in 3 of those. So however you want to color it, they don't need to be next to each other. So any 3 would work. Okay, so as long as 3 of them are colored in, that's all that matters. Okay, we have 1 and 1/2. So I know that a half is 50% and 1 is 100%. So then I think for my answer, my percent anyway, would have 150%. Boop. And then for my decimal, 1.5 is just written 1.5. And then they already did the model for us. That was awesome sauce. And then 2/3, a little bit tricky. So percent, this is one of those you just need to memorize, in my opinion. 2/3 is going to be 66 and 2/3%. Your decimal, 2/3 is going to be 0.6 repeating. That means that 6 goes on forever. And then for 2/3, again, I would cut these into thirds instead of what they did it. And then I would color in 2/3 of them. So maybe, there we go, 2/3. So that's just my humble opinion, how you would do it. All right, that was a long problem. So sorry. 4 minutes just on that problem. All right. During rush hour, Jeffrey counted that he had to stop at 8 different red lights. He went through a total of 25. What percent of intersection did he stop? Okay, so let's go back and double check. Had to stop at 8 different red lights, 25 total. What percent did he stop at? All right, so they're not trying to trick us at all, which is awesome sauce. So if we had 8 out of 25, but we want a percent, right? We're looking for percent. I would say, well, it needs to be out of 100. And hopefully we know 25 times 4 is 100. So I'm going to do 8 times 4, and I believe that is 32%. All right, a company announces that they will be giving 15% of its profit to charity. That sure is nice. If the company profits $32,000, how much money will it give to charity? All right, so giving 15%, how much money will it give? So nothing tricky there. So we're finding 15% of 32,000. Okay. I may do kind of like we've been doing in our number talks. So 10% would equal 3,200, because remember, if 10%, we're just dividing it by 10, and if we divide by 10, our decimal just comes over one place. And then 5% is going to be half of that. So if we divide that by 2, be 0, what is that? I want to say 1,600. Double check me though. Right? 3,000 divided by 2 would be 1,500, and then another 100. Yeah, I think it's 1,600. So then to figure out our 15%, we're just going to add these two together. So I think it is $4,800. That's really sloppy. Luckily, I'm talking, you know what I'm saying. So that's how I would do it. You could certainly set up a proportion, all that stuff, but I think this one lends itself to kind of what we've been doing on our number talks. Mr. Torres tells his class that when they have completed the assignment, they may read. 11 students are reading, which is about 40% of the class. How many students are in the class? Ooh. So what are we looking for? I think on this one, we're looking for the whole. 11 students are reading. So I wonder if a strip diagram would be good on this one. Let's see. 0, 0, 100. 11 students are reading, which is about 40%. So I'm going to cut it into 5 equal parts, because then I can get 20%. Right? This would be 20, and then 40, which is the one we're looking for. 60, 80. We're looking for the whole. And then 11 students, which is 40%. Okay? So then what I like to do is I look right here and notice that there's 2 sections. So what I do is I take 11 and divide it by 2, and I think that's 5.5. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then I could go, if that's 5.5, I could go from here to here times 5. I could do from here to here. So 5.5 times 5, well, 5 times 5 is 25, and a half times 5 is 2.5. So I get 27.5, which is about how many students are in the class. So let's hope that it's not 27.5, because that's kind of bloody. So I would say, since it said about, I would say maybe 28 students, or it could be 27, something like that. Or we could have rounded, we could have changed this 11 right here. We could have changed that to 10 and changed this to 5 to do estimation. And then 5 times 5 is 25, so another good estimate would have been 25. So I think any of these would have worked. We definitely don't want to use this one, because we don't want half of a person. That's not very good. Double check my work. I may have missed something here, but you know, those are some options there. On a random Friday in spring, 88% of students are present at school. If there are 528 students present, how many total students are enrolled? All right. So let's go back and check. 88% are present. If there are 528 students present, how many total? So we're looking for total. All right. Well, let's set this up. Hopefully it's not too bad. So if 88% and 528 and you're looking for the total. Okay, so we just got to figure out maybe how we got from here to here. So let's do 528 divided by 88. All right, well, 88 times 1, 88 times 2 would be 176, I think. And then 88 times 3, what would that be? 4, 16, 264. Okay, so I'm going to start with 264. Whoops. 264. That was times 3, and then I'm going to subtract. So 260. Oh, looky there. I love when that happens. Man, my dyslexia is kicking in. Sorry. And then all I have to do is add these two, and I get 6. So I did times 6, so I have to do times 6 here. And I think 100 times 6 is 600 students. Double check me. All right. In a homeroom derby competition, there were 32 home runs out of 124. Approximately what percent of hits were home runs? Okay. So 32 home runs out of the total, and we're looking for the percent that were home runs. Now, I like this, approximately. So I think what I would do is maybe change it to 30 over 120. Because I know if I divide by 3, for instance, I could get 10 over, 40? Or I could simplify that to 1/4, and then most of us know that 1/4 is 25%. So we got lucky because it said approximately. I think that helps us a little bit. So that's how I would do with that one. The Richardson family is out to dinner at their favorite restaurant. The bill comes to $32. How much money should they leave for a bill and a $20, 20% tip? Okay, so got to be careful. How much money should they leave for the bill and a 20% tip? Okay, so we know the bill is $32. And then if I wanted 20% of that, well, 10% of that would be $3.20. So another 10% would be $3.20. So then I'm going to add those together. Well, don't forget, we need to add the tip plus the original total. So I think we get $38.40 because I'm doing the bill, which is the $32, plus the $6.40 that the 20% tip is. So good luck with that one. That was tricky. Neil decides to sell his concert tickets at a sold-out show. He paid $90 for the pair, but he believes he can sell them for 150% what he paid. For how much does he think he can sell them? Okay, so 100% would equal 90, right? And then 50% would equal half of 90, which if you don't know that, divide it by 2. And then 150% equals that plus that. Double check me, but I think $135. A mom mixes 9 ounces of juice with 3 ounces of water. What percent of the drink is juice? What percent is juice? Careful here. So what percent? So I think we need a total. So I'm going to take the 9 ounces of juice plus the 3 ounces of water. And I'm going to get a total of 12 ounces. Now we want to focus on the juice, right? So 9 ounces of juice. So the way I would set it up is 9 over 12. I'm going to make another step. Something out of 100 since I'm looking for percent. I would try to simplify this maybe. Maybe divide both of them by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then once we get that, I think we can do 4 times 25. Think of it like a dollar. 4 quarters equals 100 pennies times 25. So we get 75 over 100, or that's a horrible 5, 75%. So double check me. I think that one's right. All right, I think our last one. Campus enrollment includes 480 upperclassmen. This represents 64% of the entire student body. How many students are enrolled in campus? So this one's tricky. I think we're looking for the whole. So when I set this one up, campus enrolleds include 480 upperclassmen. So 480 upperclassmen. And that represents 64%. And we're looking for the total. All right, so we could just do 480 divided by 64. That would work. Or, you know what I might do? I might do an in-between here. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. So if I divide by 8, I would get 8 on the top. So if I divide by 8 going this way, if I divide this by 8, we get 12 and a half, because we know that 1/8, right, is 12 and a half. Then I could go from here to here times 60, right? And then do this times 60, which 12 and a half times 60. Just going to do times 6 and add the 0. 6 times 5 is 30. 15. So I'm going to add the 0 because we're doing times 60. And then, so that would be, is that right? 750? So 750 students. Did that one pretty quick. Double check me. Like I said, some of these may be wrong. Going pretty quick. All right, guys, that's pretty much the tail end of the review. I know there were some questions that I didn't put on here or the other videos, so if you need help with those, let me know. We'll do another review on Thursday to get you ready for the test on Friday. So hopefully this was helpful. Thanks a lot. Bye.